to sum up.
Thank you, Acting President. I'd like to thank all the speakers today on our proposed bill. Some very interesting comments made, and it's great to see the support also from the crossbench and the opposition as well on this one. And I urge all my crossbench colleagues and members to stick together on this one, because it's not often that we get a win in this chamber, as you know, and here's a prime opportunity for a win for community law. If I can just reflect back on some comments made. Ms Xing spoke at length. Amongst other things, carbonated water and inflamed trees, which, as enlightening what it was, I just want to sort of mention a few things. She spoke about how our bill has a number of areas of duplication, which I was listening intently to Ms Xing's speech, trying to identify those areas of duplication. Quite specifically, our bill just calls for 2 reports to commence in a year. So that's pretty much all that the bill is asking for. Ms Xing rehashed a number of the annual reports and the comments in the annual reports, which we all sort of know about. I was trying to find out what the issues were with our bill, and I'm still struggling to find out what the specific issue is with this proposed bill. Ms Xing mentioned that the Law Reform Commission already provides opportunity for community participation. Now, we don't argue with that at all. That's completely correct. And the Law Reform Commission already publishes reports on community law reform, and we have no arguments with that at all. But the issue is the lack of reports that have been made. 8 reports in nearly 20 years is disgraceful, and that's why we have this proposed bill before us. It's pleasing to hear that the Attorney-General and the government will continue to work with our office to investigate and improve justice delivery in Victoria. Ms Xing spoke about how the evolution and development over time of community law reform proposals has been. Well, they've had 20 years to develop community law reform projects, and we just believe that they, in terms of the community law reform projects in particular, that just hasn't been achieved. And the proof's in the pudding. Check the annual reports, it's all there. Community law reform projects absolutely do deeply affect the lives of all Victorians. That is why this bill is so important, because it gives back power to the people. Ms Xing spoke at length about neighbourhood trees. Who would have thought neighbourhood trees would be such an important issue? But it is. All the submissions that were made, it just goes to show you that how important these issues, although relatively small, still remain so significant that people feel the need to make submissions. So even more reason to support this bill. Mr Erdogan made a comment about the resources and operational issues that may affect this bill. Well, Mr Erdogan, we've spoken to the Law Reform Commission, and although they hold no formal position, as to be expected, in relation to our bill, they did say that this bill would not have any additional funds associated with it, and the resources can be easily redirected to what we're proposing. So the Law Reform Commission, although non-committal, wasn't exactly against the proposal. Dr Q spoke about the functions of the Law Reform Commission, which I admire and respect Dr Q, but I was trying to find out in his speech any arguments against our bill, and I couldn't really identify any arguments that Dr Q raised, but I stand to be corrected. So, in summing up, Acting President, this proposed bill that we put before the House, the beauty behind this, or the beauty behind the original Law Reform Commission legislation in 2000, was that how the public was encouraged and able to become involved in making clarifying and refining laws in Victoria. We are arguing that this is simply not the case. 8 reports in nearly 20 years is unacceptable. It's a failure in the current legislation and a reason to vote for this bill, and I commend it to the House.
Thank you, Mr Grimley. There being no further speakers, the question is that this bill be read a second time. Those in favour? No. Those against? No. The noes have it. Division call? Yep, ring the bells, please.